I don't care what I scheduled. It's better to be early than late. What's going on, everybody? It's Edwin back again for Strictly Comics, and this is it feels. I don't know why it feels like a Friday, but it's not a Friday. It's actually New Comic Book Day, Wednesday today, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So, everybody, I want to say hi. I want to wish you ahead of time before I forget. Have a happy Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. Spend time with your family. I know a lot of people are gonna be watching the football games, stuff like that, getting freaking just stuffed with turkey and stuffing and dressing and mashed potatoes and gravy and corn and pumpkin pie and all that good stuff. So I know you're going to enjoy all that, and I hope that you do so. But what we're going to talk about today is I have a new member of the community, not primarily Star Wars focused, but not Star Wars comic book focused, but Star Wars focused. I'm going to introduce Toybox. He is pretty knowledgeable in the Star Wars. What is it called? It's not a genre. It's more like a Star Wars franchise, and it's mediums and video games, movies, novels, and he actually does want to get into more comic book stuff. But he's actually been on the panel a couple times before. We actually did a review of what was it called? What was the one? Rogue One. That's what it was.
Was it Rogue One or the Last Jedi?
No, we did Rogue One because remember we were talking about the Asian guy being Force.
Right.
What was
it?
What
Force sensitive. Yeah,
Force sensitive. Yeah, and he wasn't. Yeah. So we were totally wrong at that. But so we're going to talk a little bit about that. NLC is in the house. What's up, NLC? Probably one of the few people around. We got 3 people watching. 2 of those people are probably us, but it's all good. But anyways, I'm just going to give him a couple minutes and let him kind of talk a little bit about himself and what he plans to do. And then we'll go over some comic books for just a brief period. And then we're going to be done with this video. So Toybox, I'm going to hand it over to you, man. What's going on?
Not much, Ed. How you doing? So
yeah,
my name is Toybox. How you doing, everybody? So I've been a lifelong fan so far of Star Wars. Haven't really delved into the novels or the comic books until later in my adult life. So what I plan on doing here in Strictly Comics is to review books like this one, The Heir of the Empire. I'm currently reading this. I'm going to read the Thrawn trilogy and review that. And also I'm going to cover video games, comic books, cover movies as well. As they come out, and especially The Mandalorian. Holy crap, The Mandalorian. Anybody see that? That was so cool.
That's something I think everybody's talking about right now.
Yeah, holy crap, Baby Yoda for President 2020. Anyways, so yes, that's what I plan on doing. Covering comic books, and novels, video games, pretty much all things Star Wars. I won't delve too much into rumors and news or anything like that because I don't want to spoil it for myself, and I'm sure the rest of you guys don't want to be spoiled of the movies as well. So hopefully episode 9 will be a lot better than the previous installations, but yeah, it'll be a fun ride here in Strictly Comics.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to be talking about Star Wars here in the near future, especially the whole Mandalorian thing. One of the talks is that the Mandalorian has much higher expectations in episode 9, but that could change. You know, we'll see what all unfolds with that in the future. But basically, people, I'm just trying to add more content to the channel, and I know Star Wars is a hot topic right now, especially as we get into episode 9 and getting into the Christmas season, and especially with the Mandalorian. So I decided to bring Toybox on to kind of give us his professional opinion and his knowledge of Star Wars, because he knows so much more about it than I do. It's not a big passion to me. I have some Star Wars stuff, but it's not like that near and dear to my heart. Not like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Transformers or, maybe even some G.I. Joe or DuckTales. But, it's him. He's going to come on board and just kind of talk about some things. But so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show off some new comic books that I picked up today. And then I'm going to let Arnold interject and say anything else if he wants to. And then we're going to get into some actual Star Wars comic books that I picked up from Roman Curtis from the auctions that we've been doing. And that's actually a really good segue. Let me let you guys in on this. This Sunday, December the 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are having a live auction right here on Strictly Comics, the continuation of the Sunday auctions, which I know everybody seems to love because a lot of people are getting really good deals, and we're slanging some comics. We're also doing some free giveaways. This will be the third Sunday, which we will be giving away some free books, maybe some Star Wars stuff. I'm not really sure, but it's a lot of fun. The panel is always fun. We usually have Thoro, Roman Curtis, Exile State Comics, Adam Comically Flawed. Who else did we have on last week? We had on Archangel, which he probably won't be joining us this week. And we also had Amazing Murfinator, which he probably won't be joining us this week either. But we're going to have some fresh faces on for sure. I think that Wolf Blitz might join us. And I think Chad RCG. I haven't got 100% confirmation from either of those yet, but I'm pretty sure that those guys are going to be joining us. So you guys are definitely want to check out the auction that we have this Sunday. So enough with that shameless plug. So let me go ahead and put the video screen on me for a second. So this right here, I picked up Uncanny X-Men number, it's a 266 reprint of Facsimile. This is the first appearance of Gambit in a reprinted form. I already have the original, but I wanted to get this anyways because this might encourage me even more to sell my original copy that's actually signed by Chris Claremont. This, I was told by the comic shop that I should maybe consider picking this up. It's a number 1, The Misplaced. I don't know anything about this book. Is it by Aftershock or Alterna Comics? I can't remember. Oh, Source Point. It's by Source Point Press, Misplaced number 1. So this should be fun to get into. It definitely has like this kind of, I don't know, very indie feel, kind of maybe a creepy horror vibe. I'm not really sure. You guys could tell me. And then I also picked this up. This was actually the last book that I picked up for today for New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Conan the Barbarian number 2099. Now, you guys let me know in the chat because I'm pretty sure that this is the first appearance, right? Probably not as sought after as Conan's first appearance in comics, but this is Conan 2099, and this has to be a first appearance if I'm not mistaken. So I have that, and then that's it right now. So let me show you guys real quick what should be in the auction this week. First, let me show this. This was from Roman Curtis. I won this in the auction, not our auction that we did this past Sunday, but the one before that. Check this out. Boom! Star Wars number 1 from Marvel Comics. What do you think of that toy box?
Amazing. I want it.
Yeah, it's first print. It's pretty nice, high grade. And like I said, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I got such a great deal on Star Wars issue number 1 that I could not pass it up. And I like stuff like this because not only was it affordable on affordable auction, but if I ever meet Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford, or if I ever have the opportunity, I think the guy who played Darth Vader is actually still alive, if I'm not mistaken.
Not no more. He passed away.
I know the guy who played Chewie passed away this year. Mm-hmm. So the guy who played Darth Vader, he's already passed as well.
That was a few years ago. Yes.
Okay, then that's my mistake. I didn't know that. So man, that's crazy. So really, the only 2 people that are alive are Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford,
and C-3PO.
Yes,
Anthony Daniels.
Yep. That's right. He'd be a good one to get to sign this book too.
Yeah, Kenny Baker, Carrie Fisher, and Peter Mayhew. I forget how to pronounce his last name. Yeah, they pretty much back to back passed on, sadly. So
yeah, it was sad. Yeah, I remember I was at Fan Expo Dallas this year, and he was supposed to be at the show as a guest, and his table where he was supposed to be signing at, it was empty, and they had just a huge bouquet of flowers.
Oh, wow.
And they had this huge book where you could sign your name in it as kind of like a tribute, kind of a going away thing for him, because he died literally like days before he was supposed to show up at Fan Expo Dallas. So that was really sad. It was sad, but it was really nice and special that Fan Expo did that for him.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah. But I'm gonna keep it going real quick because we got plenty of Star Wars stuff to show and talk about.
Keep it going, Mr. Edmund.
Yeah, these are some things that are probably gonna show up. Discovery Bay took advantage of me, not in that way, but he got some killer books at a killer price. I was only starting the bid off at $2 a book, and Discovery said, "Yeah, I know what time it is. I'm jumping on that." So with the continuation of that, we have Star Wars number 22. It's a nice Han Solo, and it looks like Chewbacca is pointing a gun at Han Solo. We got issue number 24. Number 23 is missing. I do not have it, but these are all from the very first series, right? First Marvel series from the 70s. I got Star Wars number 25.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I tell people it's not always about the keys and the first appearances. If you are a fanboy, this should be right up your alley, because if you have a run that you're trying to complete, here's Star Wars number 26. This will definitely help tug at those strings of Star Wars fanboying. Star Wars number 27, Return of the Hunter. I don't know who that is because I've never heard of the Hunter in the Star Wars movies. Number 28. Number 29. And guys, these are all like VF plus near mint condition. Number 30, really high grade. Really good collection right here. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, otherwise I would be keeping these in my personal collection. But since I'm not, they're available for you guys for sale, starting at $2 a book. Issue number 31. Issue number 32, and I'll do just a few more, and then I'll stop it because I got too many Star Wars books sitting in front of me. Issue number 33. This is, I don't know who that is, but it's just a really cool cover. The colors really pop. Very, very vibrant. Issue number 34. Issue number 36. Issue number 37, and I'll go up to 40, and then I'll stop showing the books. Issue number 38. Actually, I'm not even going to go up to 40 because I don't even have 39 or 40, but this will be the last one that I'll show. This is really high grade. Issue number 50.
Ooh, yes.
And this is like a double sized. It's a lot thicker. So we got that. And just real quick, I'll fan them out. Issue number 53 and all these other Star Wars comic books, which are going to be available in future auctions, you guys, starting at a ridiculously cheap price, $2 a book plus shipping. And that's it. That's all the books that I actually have to show. Toy Box, do you have anything you want to say or add? Or
No, I'm just drooling right now. I'm going to have to wipe my chin off.
Yeah.
Those are nice books.
Yeah, they are nice books. I actually kind of got into the Star Wars a little bit just as Dark Horse was ending their rights to the licensing back in 2011, 2012. Mm-hmm. And then Disney bought up Star Wars, and then all the licensing and the rights to the comic books were taken away from Dark Horse. And then Marvel got them and then started printing out their own books. So
I see.
But I was actually reading a few issues, and didn't last very long, but it is what it is. So
yeah, I'm curious. The artist of the 1970s comic book of Star Wars, is it the same artist as Conan the Barbarian? It looks almost similar.
It's various artists. Actually, in the 50s and 60s, I looked at Walt Simonson was actually one of the artists, and Walt Simonson actually created Beta Ray Bill, and he worked on a lot of Thor comics in the 80s. He actually created Beta Ray Bill, and Beta Ray Bill showed up in he's supposed to show up in the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, from what I understand. I'm not 100% sure. But he had a kind of a plaque made, and that was the only image that we saw of Beta Ray Bill. He was in the Thor Ragnarok film, and there was like a statue, a head bust of Beta Ray Bill in Thor Ragnarok, and not a lot of people noticed it. You would have to know who Beta Ray Bill is to see that and recognize that. But anyways, Walt Simonson created him, and Walt Simonson did a lot of the artwork in the 50s and 60s of Star Wars, and I actually have quite a few of those issues here to sell. Let me go ahead and go through the chat, because I didn't even recognize really anybody in the chat if they're still with us. I said NLC. Who else do we got? J. Rod Ham. He says, good evening. Universe X says, what's up, Ed? We got Joe4771. He says, hello. Hello, Joe. Scott Farr says, James Prowess. I'm not sure who he was referring to. And then what's his name? Eli says, James Earl Jones, voice of Darth Vader. Still, he is, but he doesn't really do any signings, man. And I really wish he did, because that would be a killer autograph to have James Earl Jones. I mean, to me, he is Darth Vader.
Yes. Yeah, he's up there in age. He's in the 80s. Also, it's not James Prowess, it's David Prowess. I looked him up as you're displaying the books, and he is still alive. He's 84 years old.
He's the one that played Darth Vader?
Played Darth Vader in the costume, yes.
I figured he was still alive, because I was like, because he's been here in Houston a few times, and I'm like, I don't remember hearing him pass away. But, so, oh man, so next time he does a signing, I might have to give me a nice signature on that Star Wars #1, man.
And Scott Farr, I am pro rebellion, never Sith or the dark side.
All right, so okay, I got you. Goomba's in the house. What's up? He says, "What's up, Ed? What's up, Goomba?" And then Scott Farr was the last person to comment. Yeah, he says, "Are you pro rebellion or pro?" Okay, so we got some Star Wars. So Scott obviously putting that Star Wars lingo out to you, because I have no idea what the heck he's talking about.
Luke Skywalker side or Darth Vader side was the question.
Gotcha. So, all right. So just a quick reminder before I go, you guys, don't forget the auction this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We'll be ready to rock and roll, slanging some comic books, having some free giveaways. Get to hear some horror stories about your Black Friday experience and your Thursday, Thanksgiving Day family feud in the kitchen, I'm sure, throwing turkey and having food fights. So if you got those kind of stories, definitely come with it, because I want to hear it. So,
oh, heck yeah.
But that's it. Let's go ahead and do some closing thoughts and shout outs. You want to go first, man?
Well, thank you very much, Edwin, for having me on Strictly Comics. I'm very excited for this. It's been a long time since I did anything creative on the internet. I think Star Wars is going to be a fun ride coming up here. Good or bad, we're still going to be covering Star Wars. I mean, Mandalorian, it has the hooks on me. I mean, holy cow, the Mandalorian. I cannot wait for the merchandise to appear before the Christmas season this year. And hopefully it's soon, because I'll be dropping a couple $100 on that alone once it's released. Wow, Star Wars, man. I'm not too excited for episode 9. I do have the tickets. I have it reserved. But this new sequel trilogy has been such a dumpster fire. In my personal opinion, a lot of people like it, but I don't like it. But I still think the original trilogy is the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't fall for that fake Baby Yoda merchandise that's already trying to show its face up on the internet, because people have already been putting warnings out not to fall for that. Because if I'm not mistaken, that actual merchandise doesn't come out for like a few more weeks or something, definitely before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, reports are saying before Christmas, but we don't know. All the major retailers like Target, Macy's, I think even Kohl's was reported as well. So a lot of the retail stores, the brick and mortar, will have it. And of course, Amazon.com will have it as well. But what I plan on doing, since I'm covering Star Wars, is to grab my phone and go to every store, and it'll be the hunt of Baby Yoda. That's what I plan on doing. So
the hunt for Baby Yoda. I like that's a good title. The hunt for Baby Yoda.
It's ridiculous. We don't know the name of it. We know the species, but we don't know the gender. We don't know the name. Stuff like that. So you gotta watch the Mandalorian to catch up. It's revealed, and I'm not gonna spoil that. So just watch it. It's awesome.
Gotcha. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody who showed up in the chat. Thank you so much, Scott Farr, Toy Box, Goomba, Eli, Joe, Universe X, NLC, J Rod. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. You guys have a great Thanksgiving Day Thursday and great Thanksgiving Day weekend. Empire Strikes Back is still the best of all time. That's what Scott Farr says. I think we might have to agree with that. He says Mandalorian is a great series. New episode drops on Friday with episode 4. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah, it's last Friday. It was 9 a.m. Eastern time with The Mandalorian when it dropped. I was at work and I'm on Twitter going, "No, I want to watch it so bad." But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And Empire Strikes Back, I agreed with that to a point, but I prefer Return of the Jedi myself. Same with Episode 3, the Revenge of the Sith. I like that more than the rest of it. The third act of Lord of the Rings as well, Return of the King. I prefer that.
Yeah.
So
I could get behind either Empire or Return.
Yep.
So, all right, you guys have a great day. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys this Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.